Okay, good evening, also good morning. Let us start our evening session. As we usually start, we start with the brief chanting of Discourse on loving Prettiness. Keep your palm together to recite the stanzas with me. May all beings be happy and secure. May all beings have happy minds. Whatever living beings there may be, without exception, weak or strong, long or large, medium, short, subtle or gross, visible or invisible, living near or far, born or coming to birth, may all beings have happy minds. Let no one deceive another, nor despise anyone anywhere, neither from anger nor ill will should anyone wish harm to another. As a mother would risk her own life to protect her only child, even so towards all living beings, one should cultivate a boundless heart. One should cultivate for all the world a heart of boundless loving friendliness, above, below, and all around, unobstructed, without hatred or resentment, whether standing, walking, or sitting, lying down or when awake. One should develop this mindfulness. This is called divinely dwelling here, not falling into erroneous views, but virtuous and endowed with vision, removing desire for sensual pleasures. One comes never again to birth in the sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let us have a comfortable seat. Keep your body upright, head should be straight forward. Take a deep and long breath and let it go slowly. Cut off the whole world. Determine this is my meditation time. This is not the time to pay attention for past experiences or future plans. Your mind is relaxing as well as the body. All the objects that you are holding in your mind, likewise pictures, sound, taste, feeling, are disappearing. Be relaxed. Let us use this wonderful opportunity to generate metta, loving friendliness thoughts. First of all, generate metta to yourself. Scan in your body head to toes. Generate metta to yourself. May I be well, happy, and peaceful. May I be well, happy, and peaceful. You feel wellness, sorrowlessness, painlessness, and happiness. Increasing your mindfulness, generate more and more metta to yourself. Let us share this metta with others as I am. My family members, friends, relatives, and neighbors be well, happy, and peaceful. If there is any unfriendly thoughts of them, let us practice metta along with compassion and equanimity. Let us extend all living beings in this country, may they be well, happy, and peaceful. All living beings on this continent, may they be well, happy, and peaceful. All living beings on earth, may they be well, happy, and peaceful. All living beings in this galaxy, may they be well, happy, and peaceful. Finally, break all the boundaries and limits. Just practice metta to the universe. Human, non-human, living near or far, born or coming to birth, seen and unseen. All living beings be well, happy, and peaceful. All living beings be well, happy, and peaceful. Just practice metta to the universe. Being in this metta upliftment, continue in mindfulness, switch to practice mindfulness of breathing meditation. People attention to your inhalation and exhalation. Mindfully breathe in, breathe out. Keep your mind end of your nostril to watch your natural inhalation and exhalation. Be aware whether it is a short breath or a long breath. Painful attention. Watch your natural breath, inhalation and exhalation. See how important the breath is for your life. The life is dependent on the breath. Whenever you stop breathe in and out, that would be the last moment of this existence. Conventionally, we can talk about the breath, but absolutely there is nothing such a thing to take as a breath. The breath is a process. Pay full attention to your breath, then you can see starting, changing, starting, changing, generating, changing, generating, vanishing, generating, vanishing. This is the process. In this process, the breath is a process. The breath is impermanent. It has been changing all the time. Which is impermanent, that is full of suffering. That is the universal truth. Which is impermanent as well as full of suffering. Such a thing no one can take as myself. Selflessness is there. This is the reality of your breath. Impermanent, suffering, selfless. The life is dependent on the breath. Then how would be the nature, the reality of your life? Impermanent, suffering, selfless. Developing your concentration, open your mind to gain wisdom, to realize the reality that is the solution for our suffering. That is the way how we can break this birth and death circle, samsaric circle. We should develop our mind to see things as they are. That is the nature of realization. So take as a meditation object your breath, develop your concentration, and open your mind to gain wisdom. Take your time and practice mindfulness of breathing meditation. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Dukkhapatta cha nidukkha, Bhayapatta cha nibbaya, Sokapatta cha nisoka, Hontu sabbe pipanino. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you. Dear friends, we are in Dhampada, stanza number 185, Buddha Vagga. Now we are focusing the teachings of the Buddha. What kind of teachings delivered by the Buddha? In this stanza, it's explained one by one. Anupavado anupagato patimokke cha sangvaro mattanyuta cha battasming pantang cha sayanasanang adicitte cha ayogo etang buddhana sasanang. Brief meaning of this stanza is not insulting, not harming, restrain according to the fundamental moral code, moderation in food, secluded abode, intent to higher thoughts. This is the teachings of the Buddha. In this stanza, anupavado anupaghato. The Buddha advised all his disciples, followers, to apply these things for their life. One is anupavado. Stay without insulting anyone. Don't insult anyone. Might be your friend or unfriendly person. It does not matter whoever is. Don't insult. Anupavado. Anupagato. Don't hurt. Don't hurt and kill. Don't hurt as well as don't kill. Any person, in here, anupagato means any living beings. Anupavado, don't insult any person. Anupagato, don't kill or hurt any living beings. Patimokkecha sangaro. Patimokkecha sangaro. Restrain according to the fundamental moral code. As you know, Patimokha means advices given by the Buddha for Bhikkhu and Bhikkhuni. Bhikkhu and Bhikkhuni. It means monastic guidance are there in Patimokha, monastic. As a person who is practicing as a bhikkhu or bhikkhuni, they should follow the guidance of Patimokha. Patimokha. All the precepts are there that the monks and nuns should have in their practice. One thing is there to that clarify yourself. In the Buddha's teaching, we don't have any rules. All these Patimokha that we consider as rules, those rules are guidelines, guidance for their practice, for their happiness, for their spiritual development. Otherwise, these are not rule. The word that you use, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, this is the way how we should get these. The Buddha's rules, Vinaya, codes to practice, to gain wisdom. We are practicing to gain wisdom. That is our purpose of our life. So, all these codes, Vinaya codes, we should use to develop our insight, our spirituality. That is the purpose of all these precepts and Patimokka. So, as a practitioner, you should attach to practice to apply all these ethical, moral, fundamental moral codes for your practice, for your life. Why? For your own satisfaction, for your own comfort. As you know, if you do some kind of unwholesome things, punishments not go to someone else, or punishments are not coming from someone else. This is very important. What you done, you have to pay for it. It is a universal nature. Universal nature. Dear friends, the Buddha's teaching is not something coming from Gautama Sakyamuni or Siddhartha. The Buddha said, Yavata Bhagavad bhikkhus, whether Buddha appear in this world or not, there is this established element of Dhamma, this fixed law of Dhamma. All that is condition is impermanent. This is the way how Buddha explained in Dhammaniyamata Sutta Anguttara Nikaya. The Buddha said, this impermanent, the condition is impermanent, means it is not something introduced by the Buddha. It is the nature of the universe, not just only for these realms. It is the nature for the universe. Whether Buddha appear or not, it does not matter. This truth, the fixed law, is existing. Tathagata fully awakened to this and fully understand it. So, awakened and thus understanding, he announces, points out, declares, establishes, expounds, explains, and clarifies. This is the duties of the Buddha. These are the duties of the Buddha, the Sakyamuni Gautam Buddha, and also all the previous Buddhas had done these same things. So, moral conditions or moral codes, uh, fundamental moral codes, are same in each and every Buddha's dispensation. The order live according to these fundamental moral codes. All the Buddha Sasana, even the Dipankara Buddha, who was the 20 among, who was the first one among these 28 Buddhas. All the Buddhas had same moral codes. There's no difference. Why? These codes already fixed. This is the natural law. These codes are not that someone can change and someone can adjust, because this is something regarding the universal truth. So anyway, the Buddha said in this particular stanza, apply to your day-to-day life all these fundamental moral codes. And other one is mattanyutacha battasmi, moderation in food. This is very important. Sabbe sattaharattatika, all living beings are depending on food. Sabbe sattaharattatika, all Living beings are dependent on food. Dear friends, foods means in here even oxygen, water, all these are there. Foods, not just the food that we are eating. Water and oxygen. Who can live without oxygen? Who can live without water? No one can live without water. That's why Buddha said, Sabbe satta aharatitika. All living beings are dependent on food. So, in this food, we should have limits, boundaries for our eatings. Why? This is very, very important for our life, particularly to live according to moral codes, to live according to precepts. As you know, we are spending so much time in unnecessary way for our food if we don't have boundaries and limits. There was a wonderful things in Kitagari Sutta. The Buddha was giving some advice, explanation to the monks. At that moment, the Buddha did not declare any precepts. When Buddha was meeting at that Kitagari Vihara temple, group of monks, then Buddha said, I don't take evening meal. Buddha said, Buddha just share the thoughts with other monks. Why? There are so many benefits. There are so many benefits when you are not taking evening meals. There are so many benefits. The Buddha explained to the monks. What are the benefits? In the evening, I can use to practice myself. Practice myself means in here, according to the Buddha, to enjoy the enlightenment, the Buddhahood, the Buddhahood. And other things, I can avoid so many difficulties. Those days in India, where Buddha was, they did not have night lights. As you know, when uh, in that kind of tropical countries, in the evening, maybe after 6, they don't have sunlight. So, going on arms round during that time period is very dangerous. At the Kitagiri temple, the monks who replied to the Buddha, Sadhu, Sadhu, excellent, excellent, venerable sir. I would like to share my experience, what happened to me when I was going on arms round in the evening. That monk was telling to the Buddha, what happened? One day, I bite by a snake because in the dark we can't see very clearly. So, accidentally, sometimes we put on snakes, then they bite. They don't know. And I got trouble with ox in the evening because in the dark you can't see clear. Sometimes you are going very close to them. They are hurting you. It's happening. And one day, when I was on arms round, one lady is scared of me because in dark, when you are traveling house by house, it's happened. One day, someone was throwing water which they use in their house to clean the dishes, completely covered my uh, full body with that dirty water. I got wet, sweating, going through my whole body, smelly, ugly. All these experiences was there in that dirty water. So now, Venerable Sir, now you are practicing not to eat in the evening. How wonderful. I'm also like to accept that path. I also wanted to be like you. That monk accepted. So in this manner, now you can see the Buddha's teachings make us a comfortable life. Today, there are a lot of researches about empty stomach. Particularly, some people who did research on cancer, when you are in hungry long time, that would be helpful to kill your cancer cells. These are not my words. You can search online. You can see so many research papers about this. So being in hungry is kind of blessings, but this is not kind of a, extreme level like uh, some people who practice self mortification. That is not the way that Buddha means it. Morning and lunch you can have enough. Lunch and breakfast is enough for you to survive. Take that opportunity without going for arms round in the evening to practice yourself. And when you start to apply that way of life to you, then you have so many benefits, as these monks mentioned. Those are not something prohibited, but we sometimes we use prohibited the use. No, if there is a rule, when you break it, there is a punishment. But in here, the Buddha's explanation is not like that. There are some guidelines. If you are not able to apply these guidelines, then you may not able to achieve these happy thoughts. Happiness will go away from you. You can gain your happiness applying these things. This is the nature of this Patimokka Desana, or moral codes. So then Buddha said, uh, Mattanyutacha patasmin. You should have limits yourself, make boundaries, make disciplinary things yourself about your food. Don't be addicted to food, because which is very dangerous. Now, in this modern world, we know how much time we spend for our food, how much money we spend for food. All these are unnecessary, because the time that you can live, no one can extend because of your food. But you have to have the limits. That limits will help us to live as much as we can, as much as the level, as the limits that we already established with the karma. So therefore, this is very important. Healthy and wealthy, in both way. To be a healthy person as well as to be a wealthy person, this is very important. Moderation in food is very important for our life, for our happiness, for our happiness. How long we live, it does not matter. Maybe 100 years, 200 years. One day you have to die. It's the natural phenomena. No one can change that phenomena. But up to that level, how long you live in, it does not matter. But the time period that you're going to live in this world, in this life, should be healthy, should be healthy lifestyle, which is very important. You can reduce your suffering in some degrees, because the Buddha said, Arogya Paramalabha, greatest gain that you can achieve is healthy. Healthiness is the greatest things that you can achieve. So your health is not depending on someone else's health. Your health is depending on your behavior, your practice, way you are living. All these are very helpful for your health. Your health. Therefore, Dear friends, Bojanamicha Mattanyu, this is very important for our life. In your uh, in your dieting system, make some boundaries. I have been noticing sometimes some people they put labels in their table. Eat less. Why? Give message to the mind. Why? That is the healthy way. That is kind of healthy practice. So we did not born to this world to eat. We are eating to survive. That's it. We are eating to survive. That's it. Therefore, the Buddha advised moderation in food. And next one, pantang sayanasanam. Pantang sayanasanam. Secluded abode. Secluded abode. Develop your attachment to secluded places. Appasaddo, you don't have much noisy situation there. Appani goso, you don't have arguments and here and there discussions there, which is very important for that. These kind of secluded places are very helpful for your inside development. Inside development. Appasaddo, appani goso, vijanavatani, manusarahasayakani. Your practice, your main point is focusing on to develop a spirituality, inside development, your thinking ability. Those secluded places are very important, very helpful for you to achieve that goal. Therefore, the Buddha said, increase your attachment to that kind of places, secluded places. Aditityocha ayogo, adichittecha ayogo, and also develop your attachment to practice jhanas, attaining jhanas and stay in jhanas all the time. Enjoy with jhanas. Jhanas means in here not just first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, or other arupavachara jhana or rupavachara jhana. This is not the means in here. Those are also jhana means stay in your concentration. Stay in your concentration. Enjoy with that and attach to your insight development. Insight development. Etan Buddhana Sasana. This is the advice of the all Buddhas, not just this Sakyamuni Buddha. All Buddhas who were in this world up to this, they all had same teaching. There's no difference. This is kind of very unique things in the world. All the Buddhas had same teaching. Why? Truth. The truth is truth. There is no second truth. Ekang hi satchang na dutyamati. The truth is truth. There is no second truth. So, all the Buddhas came to this world, appear in this human world for what? This is Tathagata fully awaken to this and fully understand it. So, awaken and thus understanding, the Buddha announces, points out, declares, establishes, expounds, explains, and clarifies. The Buddhas appears in this world for what? This is for this duty, this responsibility, benefits for others. Who has that kind of greatest compassionate thoughts? Only the them can do this. Realizing their self and spending time benefits for others. This is the nature of greatest compassion and greatest loving friendliness. No one else can develop their compassion and loving friendliness like the Buddha. Only the Buddha can do that. So you can see through our Sakyamuni Buddha's life stories, During Deepankara Buddha's time periods, millions years ago, actually not millions, billions years ago, in front of the Tannankara Buddha, Deepankara Buddha, our Siddhartha Buddha was able to attain enlightenment if he wished that to make happen. He had fulfilled to attain enlightenment at that moment. It's been almost billions years ago. But what he made as a decision, his decision was like a person like me who has lot of energy, courage, and power, not supposed to attain enlightenment himself. So I want to sacrifice my time, my energy, my strength, benefits for others, making that wonderful compassionate thoughts, and then he get into samsaric circle again without using that opportunity to attain enlightenment, benefits for ourselves to become the Buddha. Now you can see the nature of greatest compassion. This is the greatest compassion. It's like this. Today, nowadays, we know in India, there are so many disasters happening in India because of this COVID situation and other difficulties. So, some people are ready to fly from the country to find out a good place, healthy place, and to survive their self. Sumedha, young person name was Sumedha during the Deepankara, the Buddha's time period. He was able to do that, but what he did, no, I don't want to escape myself in this samsara. I want to live with them, practice and practice to develop my compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity into top up level. He was getting there. Same situation in here. As you know, generally, most of the people have compassion and loving prettiness thoughts, but you are not ready to escape any of your opportunity for your comforts, including me. If there is a chance to escape from that kind of difficulties, then we're ready to use that opportunity, that chance. But the Siddhartha, as a bodhisattva at the dispensation of Deepankara, what he did not want to escape from the samsara. He did not want to finish that sansaric journey. Instead of finishing sansaric journey, he started to practice another billion years spent in samsara, staying in this birth and death circle. This is the nature of compassion. So, dear friends, now you can see the uh, Buddha's compassion, his loving kindness, why he had this kind of thoughts in his mind, very, very deep level and very strong level, because of his practice. So Buddha in here mentioned adichitte chayogo, therefore, as a practitioner, you may not be able to practice like the Bodhisattva, but try to get each and every opportunity to engage with adichitta. Adichitta means in here higher thoughts, higher thoughts. Stay with higher thoughts. So, etam buddhana sasanam. These are the advice of the Buddhas, not just Sakyamuni Buddha, even all other Buddhas who were in this world. So, these guidance are very important for us to practice. This is the meaning of practicing Dhamma. This is the meaning of practicing Dhamma. Anupadavo. Don't insult anyone. Anupagato. don't hurt anyone, Patimokkecha Sangaro, try to stay with fundamental moral codes, Mattanyutacha Bathhasping, moderate in your food, maintain boundaries and limits in your food, Pantancha Sayanasanam, develop attachment to secluded places where you can practice Dhamma, Adichitte Chayogu, develop your interest to practice higher thoughts, intend on higher thoughts, stay in higher thoughts, develop your jhanas. This is the Buddha's advice. This is the Buddha's advice. So, keeping in this your mind, let us practice. These teachings are not particularly focused on someone else's happiness, someone else's life. These are focusing on our own happiness, our own path. Therefore, let us practice this Dhamma to achieve that happiness, to establish our happiness ourselves. I think that would be enough for today. Thank you very much for your participation. Let us use this opportunity to share merits with others. First of all, think about departed relatives, friends, family members, and pets who departed name of us. By the power of these merits and metta thoughts, may they all be well, happy, and peaceful. May they be able to get rid of this sansaric journey, having that aspiration. Make blessings upon them, saying, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Whoever is affected by COVID 19, by the power of this metta and merits, may they all be well, happy, and peaceful. May they be able to get rid of their suffering and pain, having that aspiration. Make blessings upon them, saying, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. May you all be well, happy, and peaceful. All your wishes come true by the power of these merits and metta thoughts. May we all be able to attain ultimate bliss of Nibbana, having that aspiration, say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. By means of these meritorious deeds, may I never join with the police. May I join always with the wise until the time attain Nibbana. May the suffering be free from suffering. May the fear struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. So too may all beings be. From the highest realms of existence to the lowest, may all beings arisen in these realms, with form and without form, with perception and without perception, be released from all suffering and attain to perfect peace. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Thank you very much.